Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you guys doing today, all you YouTubers and entrepreneurs and funnel builders? We are going to take a look at something that'll really help you. Okay, it will change the way you design. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we are actually going to take a look at a couple of things that will help you. Okay, I'm going to show you some of these places to go. Okay, and it's really gonna change your design. Okay, so I am not one for mixing words. What I'm going to do is get right into it. You guys ready? Okay, let's go ahead and check this out. What I'm going to do is we are going to take a look at this is my ClickFunnels right here. Okay, so I'm inside of my ClickFunnels right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you some things. So here we are. Let's say that we want some shadows on this. Okay, just to make it a little bit better. This is a guitar lessons funnel that I created. And, it just looks a little bit drab here. There's no shadow on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this and we're going to actually put a shadow on here. So what you do is go up here to settings, come down here to CSS. You notice there's nothing here right now, okay? Now, the first thing that you always do, the very first thing that you always do is you're going to go here to the element. This is the element. You're going to click on the gear right here. And you're going to come down here and you're going to get the CSS info, which is right here, your CSS ID selector. You're going to go ahead and select that, okay, copy it, and then you're going to go back into your settings. You're going to come down to custom CSS and you're going to go ahead and place that bad boy right there. Now, one thing I always do after this is I go ahead and make a space, and then I go ahead and put an open bracket, okay? And then I go with a new line, okay? This is just how I do it, okay? And so once we get that in there, okay, now let's go ahead and let's take a look at the first tool I'm going to show you, okay? This is the very first tool I'm going to show you. And you can find that at CSSmatic.com. Now, this is really a excellent place to go whenever you need things like gradient generator, border radius, noise texture, box shadow. That's the one we're going to be looking at right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click on box shadow. And if you notice here, we've got the shadow right there, right? There's the shadow right there. And what we want to do is we want to make that thing look awesome. So if you see all the things over here, whenever you move these, they move the direction of your shadow, okay? Can you see that? We just want it bare. And this one right here goes up and down, okay? So you have an up and down and then the other way. So what I would like to do with this is I kind of like this shadow, but it seems a little dark, okay? Seems just a little bit dark. So I'm going to take some of the opacity out of it. Okay, can you see the opacity changing there? Yes, okay. And what we can do also is we can spread that radius. See what I mean? We can spread it, but you don't want it spread too much because then it doesn't look realistic. We do that, and then blur, we absolutely want some blur on there, okay? About that much blur. So now what we're going to do, let's go ahead and give it a little bit more opacity here, okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this code and we're going to put it on the video of the funnel. So let's go ahead and just copy this. Okay, you got that? Copy. You're going to copy that. We're going to come back over to our video here, and we're going to click. Okay, we're not going to click on this yet. What we're going to do is we're going to go to settings and then go here to CSS. I just want you to notice right here before we go, there's no shadow on this at all right now. So we're going to go here to CSS, come down here to custom CSS, and you notice we already have the element ID right here, and we already have our open bracket. So we're going to come in here and we're going to paste that code right here. Now, after we paste it, you're just going to click enter and you're going to put a close bracket on that bad boy, okay? Because if you don't, nothing will happen. So now let's go ahead and come off of that. And if you notice now, you've got a nice little shadow right in here. Can you see that? You know, you don't want it so harsh that it, you know, it just looks terrible. But, you know, let's go ahead and let's show you what it looks like if we put a little more depth into it. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's come back over to the box shadow and let's make a little more depth into this thing, okay? And that way you can kind of tell the difference. So let's spread the radius a little bit. Let's do it about like that right there. That's pretty heavy duty. So let's go ahead and click this. Go ahead and copy that, okay? And let's go back over to our Clickfunnels editor and let's go up here to the CSS and let's take this one out and put the other one in and let's see how that changed things. Okay, look, it's a little bit more in depth, if you can see that. See, looks a little bit more detailed. Let's go ahead and save that and we'll also preview just to take a look at it. Okay, so you can kind of see that it kind of jumps off the page, okay? So I kind of like that, okay? I kind of like that. That looks pretty good. It's not real super harsh, but it does look like you could actually peel the video off the page. Okay, hope you guys are liking this. Let's go ahead. I want to show you something else here. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Okay. Now this one is a little bit softer shadows. Can you see? A little bit softer shadows, but you can change that. You can also change the size, okay? You just do that. Change the size, okay? The radius, the distance, okay? So let's go ahead and change that. Make it a little bit bigger. Let's make the radius, okay, a little bit longer. Let's make the distance come in a little bit. And then the blur, okay, we can lessen the blur, okay? And also you can click on different things right here, okay? And this one's called new morphism, okay? New morphism. And so if you notice where the shadow is here, and then if you go over here, you get the complete shadow. If you go over here, you get a different kind of shadow. If you go here, you get also another shadow. You see there? That's kind of an inset, you see? Then we come over here to that one. Okay, come over here to that one. I really like that one. That one looks pretty cool. Let's go ahead and copy the code here. And here, you don't have to, you know, scroll over it and copy it. You can just copy it right here. Let's go ahead and copy that. Okay, and now let's go up here, back to our funnel, and let's change that CSS code. But let's see how this looks right now. You see that? This was with the other generator we looked at. And now let's come in here to the CSS code and let's put the new code in here. So we'll just do that and then we'll put the new code in there and let's see what that did. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is way too much shadow, okay? So what we can do is we can come back over here, okay? Because that is just showing the whole thing and the size is huge. So we can take care of that if we will just kind of come here and bring the distance back some, okay? And then we can bring the intensity back some, okay? And we can also change, let's go ahead and get some more of it over on this side this time as opposed to over on this side, you see? So let's go ahead and change sides here. So now we'll be looking for the shadow on the right side. So let's go ahead and copy that one. Okay, we got it copied. We're going to come back to our Clickfunnels editor. Okay, we're going to come to CSS and we're going to take this one out and put the new one in. Okay, now that kind of gives it a different look. And on our corners, what we could have done is we could have taken, well, let's go ahead and do that. let's go ahead and go here and we don't really want these round corners on our shadow. So let's make those corners, perfect angles. Okay. And in that way, it'll make sure that they're sharp now. So let's go ahead and copy that. Let's bring the distance back a little bit, and the intensity, let's bring it back about right there. Okay, now let's copy, and let's see if we have made a difference in those corners. Okay, here's this. Let's go to Custom CSS. And a lot of this you just have to play around with it until you get exactly what you like, Okay, so there's, it's still pretty heavy, still just too heavy. I actually want to soften everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the shape to that. I'm going to bring down the blur quite a bit and the intensity, okay? I'm going to have a little bit of intensity and some blur, okay? And the radius. Size is still okay, but let's also bring the color to a different kind of a color. Let's make it kind of a blue if we can there. Let's make it kind of a blue, okay. And what we'll do is we'll give it kind of a darker look right there, and then we can bring the distance back. Okay, we're still on this first one, but let's make it a little more intense. Let's see what that looks like. And like I said, all you're doing is you're just going back and forth until you get something that's, awesome, something that you like. Okay, so we did that. Let's see what we got. Look at there, we got like a blue shadow behind it. That looks pretty cool, okay? But anyway, you have newmorphism.com, and then you also have the other one here, which is the CSSmatic, okay? So I really hope, that you actually, are getting something out of this, okay? Because that's the whole point, I want to be able to share some things with you that will actually help you in your day-to-day funnel design, okay? So I tell you what, there's not a whole lot left for me to talk about, except, if you guys like this kind of stuff, go ahead and, smash that like button and subscribe. I'm going to be having a whole lot of really awesome content coming up here real soon, okay? I did just begin my YouTube venture, but I'm bound and determined to help as many people as I can, okay? And then, if you want to be sure and get the next videos coming up, go ahead and hit that notification bell and subscribe to my channel, okay? I guarantee you it's going to be worth it. I'm going to be putting out some really great content, okay? Anything that has to do with funnel building. And in the description down here, I'm going to have all the links, so you don't have to worry about any of that, okay? I'm going to have all the links. And if you want some actual training and things like that, there are links in the description that can help you. Go ahead and subscribe today, hit that like button, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Okay, this is the Funnel Man, and we are the part-time funnel builders, okay? Thanks a lot. We will talk to you real soon. Okay, goodbye.